Sometimes my videos are well put together collections of one type of content, be it like ghosts or cryptids or such. Sometimes they're just a mishmash of stuff I had floating around, so be it leftover or just oddity, I present to you.
Number 1.
This video is brought to us by TikTok user Alien Eye Generator Icola. And in this video we have what's either possibly some of the greatest sleight of hand I've ever seen, or maybe even telekinesis. It's a short clip and apparently happens in some kind of city that's not here. I think it's Russian if I had to take a guess looking at the writing on the wall. My issue is, it's very clear footage for a security camera or CCTV footage, but it just seems a little too convenient that this is the center of the shot. This shit's almost 4K. It just feels like, it's very, very stageable, if you will. Not calling it fake outright, just on the nose, it just feels a little too good. You know what they say, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. What do you think?
Number 2.
This video is brought to us by TikTok user El Cucuy, also known as The Monster in Spanish. In this video, we have somebody who's filming themselves holding their baby when their front door opens. At first, what she thought was her husband turns out to not be so much. A large furry figure appears in the doorway behind her. At first, I thought maybe this was someone in a costume, but after watching a couple of times in broad daylight, it's got to be a bear. I mean, what else could it be? Aside from maybe a furry, some people said werewolf or possibly even skinwalker. It's an interesting clip. It definitely caught my eye. My only issue is this: it's easy to fake. It's perfectly convenient that she happens to be sitting in front of the camera and she can't see what's behind her. I'm not saying it is fake, I'm just saying it's convenient.
Number 3.
This video is brought to us by TikTok user WV Paranormal. I can only assume that stands for West Virginia. Anyway, in this video we have somebody who happens to be at home filming their family when their daughter points out that there's something strange watching them from the son's window. When the dad pans over to the window and turns on the light to the room, you can see what seems to be a gray alien taking off running. So the question is, was E.T. peeping on this family? Was this just a well set up prank? Or did they actually capture something extraterrestrial on camera? It's a really interesting clip. It just happened so quickly. Even when it's slowed down here, it's tough to tell. It looks like a gray, but I could be wrong. For all we know, this family has 3 kids, and there's a child outside with a really good Halloween mask that happens to take off running after the dad spots them.
What?
There's somebody in the window. Keep window.
No, there's not.
We heard a ticking clock.
Don't go nowhere. Stay right here.
Number 4.
This video is brought to us by TikTok user Ghost_shows, and this is video footage from Zak Bagans' The Haunted Museum. Now, this is more audio than video in this. Apparently, this is a museum just chock full of paranormal oddities from Zak's adventures across the world. And in this museum tonight, on this footage, they capture some kind of strange demonic noises. Now, according to the chat, this is the point in time where Zak would send Aaron in there alone to figure out what's going on. Although, be it I'm not a gigantic Ghost Adventures fan, I do find that comment funny. Regardless, there's interesting things happening here. I mean, you gather this much haunted memorabilia, and you're bound to have something happen. I mean, it's almost like a recipe for disaster. But, again, listen to the audio. Let me know what you think. Do you think this was staged? Do you think this is the real deal? This video is brought to us by TikTok user Funk Science, and there's an underscore between every single letter and it's capitalized, but I wasn't going to break it down like that. I'd take the entire video description. So in this one, we've got a trail cam here. There's a deer that gets spooked, and from where the deer gets spooked, you can almost see it looks like an outline, maybe some kind of smoke, or to me it looks like a shimmer, which takes me back to cloaking Bigfoots because we know predators not real. Some say this is Appalachian spirits, some say this is the cloaking Bigfoot, some say this is just your eyes playing tricks on you. What do you think we're looking at here? I'm leaning towards the invisible Bigfoot theory, but that's just my personal opinion. Skittish or not, something spooked that deer, and we also see some kind of movement here. Those two things are absolutes, so it's going to be up to us to piece together in the comment section and figure out what actually happened.
Number 6.
This video is brought to us by TikTok user ScaryVideo786, and in this video we have somebody doing a makeup tutorial when something strange starts to happen on camera. Now she has the camera facing her, so she notices her closet opens and then slams. It's enough to scare her. She heads over to check it out. After that, her light starts acting up. Even though she doesn't see anything in there, it's enough to freak her out and sends her running off scene. To be fair, I don't blame her. I feel like if I was shooting a YouTube video and I was standing in front of my closet and it did this shit, after trying to take a peek and not seeing nothing, I'd be out of there because something ain't kosher there. Now, could this have been faked? Sure. It doesn't feel like it though. Her reaction seems pretty genuine, and again, we don't see any cuts, so I'm not really sure. Unless she's got someone laying down on the ground there, out of view from the camera.
Normal activities caught on camera.
Highlighter I use, and I use the Milani 05 Soleil. Can I try that on? And
Number 7.
This video is brought to us by TikTok user Follow. Now, originally this clip comes from Peru TV on YouTube. It says so in the right corner. When you see the entire video, you'll see it. Anyway, there's this massive storm that hits Peru. There's a lot of flooding, and apparently this was a live broadcast when the reporter filming this happens to not notice. People say this is a creature or a cryptid of some kind crawling its way up the stairs. To me, it almost looks like maybe somebody got washed away and they're fighting for their life, but I could be wrong. As scummy as anchors and like the media is with stuff like this, I don't think they let somebody suffer on camera and not do something about it. I feel like they would try to help them, especially in times of crisis like this. So it makes you wonder, did they not notice it? Or is this something paranormal? I'm not too familiar with Peruvian lore, but it makes me want to start to research this and see if there's something behind it.
News station in Peru that caught something pretty creepy on camera. The station had featured a news report showing footage of a small town struck by severe weather. Residents of this town were left devastated by this natural disaster, but many of them were left totally creeped out after watching this broadcast. Apparently, something strange was captured. The segment in question starts off with footage of a school playground that appears to be completely devoid of any children.
Ni los juegos infantiles se salvaron de la furia de la naturaleza. Los columpios sube y baja quedaron flotando en el agua emposada.
Now the reporter makes it clear that the site has been abandoned as heavy rains have flooded the area. The segment then shows more footage of other sites that have also been left behind, but one clip in particular has left many viewers feeling a bit weird. In fact, they were left feeling beyond spooked upon noticing something strange in the recording. The news reporter is visiting a section of the town known as Santo Domingo when out of nowhere, this happens.
Desde el asentamiento humano Santo Domingo, Comité 6, mira la escalera, ¿cómo podría bajar aquí una persona, un anciano? Los niños, ¿cómo podrían bajar? Mira.
As the camera pans over to the base of the stairs, a strange figure can be seen. It's hard to make out what exactly is being seen here, but it's clear that someone or something is there. This mysterious figure moves in such a way as though struggling to get a grip on the staircase. Residents of the town no doubt believe that this may have been the ghost of a victim who was claimed by this natural disaster. but it's still a mystery as to who or even what this might have been. Now, it's worth noting that the reporter didn't notice the figure while filming, which has led viewers to believe that something supernatural was captured. But as always, you be the judge.
And that about wraps it up for today's horror medley. I like that title. Maybe that's what I'll call this next mishmash of videos when I put one out, horror medley. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today's content. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already done so, click all those buttons. If you don't know what those buttons are, that's okay. I appreciate your viewership, and I'll scare you in the next one.